You're watching From the Heart with John Willard.
Hi friends, John Willard here, the gentleman poet, storyteller, and NACA contributor, back for another show and more bone-chilling truth. If you can't load up and come to the Ozarks, then come. Take the journey with me. Blooms are all aglow, soft drafts of perfumed light, blue sky, white sun, and rolling green hills. Wind blowing makes the treetops talk. The changing seasons pulls us like a magnet to new adventure. The pups and I were up at 4 a.m. this morning. After food for the pups and oatmeal and coffee for me, we took in the sights and sounds of the Ozarks. Friends, compassion and loneliness. On the humor side, a man sent his picture to a Lonely Hearts Club. They replied, "We're not that lonely." But on the serious side, the most lonely place in the world is the human heart when love is absent. One of the great things I love about life is that when you wake up each morning, you never know who you might meet who will make a positive difference. This story made a difference to one woman about loneliness and compassion. The little boy sat huddled so close to the woman in gray that everyone felt sure that he belonged to her. So when he unconsciously dug his muddy shoes into the broadcloth skirt of the left-hand neighbor, she leaned over and said, "Pardon me, madam. Would you kindly make your little boy square himself around? He is soiling my skirt with his muddy shoes." The woman in gray blushed a little, and she nudged the boy away. "My boy," she said. "My goodness, he isn't mine." The boy squirmed uneasily. He was such a little fellow that he could not touch his feet to the floor. So he stuck them straight out in front of him, like pegs to hang things on. And he looked at them deprecatingly. "I'm sorry I got your dress dirty," he said to the woman on his left. "I hope it will brush off." "Oh, it doesn't matter," she said. Then, as his eyes were still fastened on hers, she added, "Are you going uptown alone?" "Yes, ma'am," he said. "I always go alone. There isn't anybody to go with me. Father is dead and mother is dead. I live with Aunt Clara, but she says Aunt Anna ought to help me do something and do more for me. So once or twice a week, when she gets tired, she sends me over to stay with Aunt Anna. I'm going there now. Sometimes I don't find Aunt Anna home, but I hope that she will be today, because it looks like rain, and I don't like to hang around in the street in the rain. The woman felt something uncomfortable in her throat, and she said, "You are a very little boy to be knocked about this way," rather unsteadily. "Oh, I don't mind," he said. "I never get lost, but I get lonesome sometimes on the long trips. And when I see anybody that I think I would like to belong to, I scrooge up close to them so that I can make believe that I really do belong to her. This morning, I was playing that I belonged to that lady on the other side of me, and I forgot all about my feet. That's why I got your dress dirty." The woman put her arm around the tiny chap and scrooged him up so close that she almost hurt him. And every other woman who had heard looked as if she would not only let him wipe his shoes on her best gown, but would rather he did it than not. Caring and seeing from the heart, just like our CNAs do. Friends, this poem is appropriate. If we could just look hard enough to consider what's true and real, and always try to understand the way other people feel. Boy, how precious is that. Friends, I'm out of time, but remember, Nagi always said, when you're good to others, you are best to yourself. You can reach me on Twitter at JohnWillard47. And if you want me to come to your event, well, I still have my dogs, and you know how that is. Remember, it's not what we gain, but what we give that measures the worth of the life we live. Until next time, friends.